one of the benefits of being on Wednesday, it's the end of the week, but also, guess what's coming up, Nate, in the NFL world?
Thursday Night Football?
No, the trade deadline. So
No,
now
we got another week?
We got another week. That's why we're coming up to it. So next week we'll probably have a lot of trades. But this week
we're going to have some movement.
That's what we're going to have to talk about, that movement, getting that motion next week. So now we have seen teams scrambling to try to get players before time is up. And one of those players is 5-time All-Pro wideout DeAndre Hopkins. Now the Chiefs, Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster. What all three of those wide receivers have in common, Nate?
Say it again.
Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice, Juju Smith-Schuster. What do they all three have in common?
Nothing. They are receivers.
They're injured. They're out.
Juju's out?
They're injured. So what do the Chiefs do?
Make a trade for D-Hop. And D-Hop still got some – D-Hop still can play.
He had over 1,000 yards last season.
I tell you this right now.
With Will Levis.
I tell you this right now. You're giving Patrick Mahomes a solid, decent receiver that still got some tread on the tires. And he's going to a situation, a healthy environment that's going to make him want to work even harder, because it's the opportunity to win a Super Bowl. Because the Chiefs they're chasing greatness, but they're chasing history. They want to be the only team that has ever three-peated. So again, he's going into a great situation with the greatest quarterback of this generation. I mean, I love it, and they got him for a bag of chips, probably.
I'm glad you said that, because let me tell you what they got. Let me tell you what they got him for. So the Chiefs decided right there at the bottom to send a conditional 5th-round pick for the draft for D-Hop. 32 years old, so he's aging, but he had over 1,000 receiving yards, and that's probably all Patrick Mahomes needs. Because when Travis Kelce has pretty much 1,000, they win the Super Bowl every year. Mm-hmm. So now you have D-Hop with this conditional 5th-round pick. If D-Hop plays 60% of snaps as a Chief.
Is it 40? Does it go to a 4th?
60. It goes to a 4th-round pick.
Okay.
So I think it's a little bit better than a bag of potato chips and a Diet Coke. They probably got probably traded like a Hungry Man microwavable dinner for D-Hop. That's about what they traded for D-Hop. But the dinner has the condition to become microwaved and ready to eat if D-Hop plays 60% of snaps. So now we have the Chiefs throwing to whatever receivers they got on roster. Justin Ross, Sky Moore, not Kadarius Toney anymore.
Hey, but Kadarius Toney, if I'm not mistaken, he got 2 rings.
I mean, he does have rings. He has that to say. But now they get D-Hop. And we were saying, what, Nate? Just a couple weeks ago. If the Raiders traded Devonta Adams to the Chiefs, a veteran wide receiver, experienced wide receiver like Devonta Adams, it's going to be a problem. Is D-Hop going to Kansas City going to be a problem, Nate?
I think it's going to be a problem. Because what you have to look at is this team, Patrick Mahomes. He's going there to Kansas City with Big Red, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. He's going to be rejuvenated, because again, he's going to have the opportunity to play what he's always wanted to play for, and that's for championship. Be on a team that's a contender. That drive is going to be like really, really, really high. I think he's going to a great situation. And again, with the addition of D-Hop, and then as they go on into the season, Isaiah Pacheco is going to be coming back. If Kansas City get this and keep this thing rolling like a well-oiled machine, they're dangerous. And if they get the number 1 seed, that's a problem because you do not want to go through Arrowhead or Jihad, whatever the new name of the stadium. Arrowhead is what I knew it as. You do not want to go through there for the playoffs.
And if we look at their depth chart, D-Hop is now their number 1 receiver.
Exactly.
Xavier Worthy's 2, Juju's out. Then you have Justin Watson, Miko Hardman, and Sky Moore. You only got 5 receivers on the roster right now. The rest of them injured. That's it. You got 9, 4 of them injured. That's crazy to think that a team has 9 receivers on roster at their 53. Is that crazy, Nate? Or is that just me?
Nah, that's crazy.
That's abnormal, isn't it, to have 9 receivers on your 53-man roster? Because now they're losing depth in other places. For example, they don't have another weak side linebacker, and they don't have another free safety. Obviously, they could probably play a strong safety as their backup, but you're losing depth to try to cover your situation as a receiver. Does it mean this much to Kansas City to fill their receiver hole? And is this what Kansas City needs to go and win their 3rd Super Bowl?
Kansas City's going to need everything possible. They have to have a solid receiver. They got to have somebody that's going to be able to, catch the ball from Patrick Mahomes, because teams are going to, of course, double Travis Kelce. Once he starts to really get his flow and get his footing, you need D-Hop that's going to be able to command and catch those 50-50 balls, those tight man coverage balls and whatnot. No Diddy. And especially when Isaiah Pacheco comes back and you see how this running game with Kareem Hunt is, Kansas City's going to be a force to be reckoned with. And they playing great football on defense with Chris Jones.
Chris Jones happened to go to the place that I'm having the privilege of sitting down.
State.
I can't seem to think that the Chiefs win their 3rd Super Bowl. Obviously, when it gets time and I kind of, the script gets leaked and I kind of get the chance to get my eyes on it and read what it says.
Here you go.
I'll be able to kind of spill it and tell y'all what's going to happen. Like I did last year. If you remember my Lions and 49ers prediction last year, I was spot on with that prediction because the script was just right there in front of me. All I had to do was read it. So now once it gets to that time and, the NFL feels comfortable enough, they want to leak a couple things, I'll share it with you. I got an inside guy. Nate's an NFL PA. We got connections. We'll tell you what's going on. Do the Chiefs win their 3rd Super Bowl? We're going to have to see when it gets closer to postseason.
We're going to see.
So we can read the little NFL script. Those are some of my favorite episodes, were the NFL script episodes. I love those episodes.